Hi everyone, it's Simon Keeling here at weatherweb.net. Thanks again for watching. It is Sunday, the 16th of November, and this is your look ahead video. Well, interesting times ahead. Been talking in the last week about the stratospheric warming event, or the potential warming event that was taking place, and the idea that things could be turning cooler in sort of 10 to 15 days time. Very interesting. One of the models have arrived now showing colder conditions, or the potential for colder conditions, although there is still much uncertainty over exactly how they develop. Now, if you want to see the winter ideas that were formulated during this week, go to weatherweb.net and go to the past videos on there, and you can catch up just to see how we've reached the stage that we have. But this is the 850 millibar temperatures forecast for Manchester from the ECMWF, and you see this downward trend in temperature. Now, at the moment, I have to say, we're not seeing depths of winter stuff. What we are seeing is the formulation of more of an east to southeasterly flow, and the critical difference between the models is to exactly what wind direction we see. We are seeing that build of pressure that I was telling you about yesterday up towards the north of the country, and as temperatures fall away rapidly off towards the east, what we're finding is that the ridge across the north is strengthening, colder air getting in there, able to strengthen the block, and it's that's trying to develop these east to southeasterlies. But as I say, still much uncertainty over what happens. Now, I'm not going to go into the models, the individual models, to too great an extent today. And the reason for that is I don't really want to give too much credence to either one of them. So I think we need to look at the pattern overall. We're just starting to see sort of 24 to 36 hours worth now of models hinting at cooler conditions. This is the forecast for 10 days. So this is for Wednesday the 26th. And this is the Canadian GEM. And you notice that's got the ridge built across Scandinavia. Look, it has more of a southeasterly flow through the UK, low off towards the west. So western areas wetter, eastern areas drier. That's actually the sort of pattern that we'd predicted for late November. Now, the GFS ensemble has the high split off towards the north, squeezing it in as more of a southeasterly. Again, not desperately cold. More unsettled conditions because of low pressure across Southern Ireland and southwest England. And then, excuse me, the ECMWF really goes for it. High pressure extending across the Atlantic brings in this northeasterly flow. Cold conditions, low pressure down over Europe, low pressure up towards the north, bringing this more southwesterly flow. Have to say, ECMWF for me doesn't do it at the moment. GFS, possible, but I think the one that I'm focused on is this one, is the Canadian, for the possibility of a southeasterly flow, but that idea of the low off towards the west. And look, it still has the high up towards the north as well. I think the ECMWF, for some reason, is going too low on this one. I could be wrong, but that's the way I'm just visualising this at the moment. As far as the warming event goes, this is the ECMWF for yesterday at midday, just so you can get yourself familiar. The British Isles is underneath there, look, there's Spain and Iberia just sticking through. So I'm going to show you this 10-day forecast, and what we've got here, look, is a strong sort of westerly flow coming around the pole. But notice this warming already taking place down here, off towards the east across central parts. Well, actually, it's eastern parts of Russia and running into China. Just watch what happens by 10 days. You notice how that warming is spreading, look, and how we're getting this strengthened cross-polar flow here, look, with the build here in the high. What that does then at the high heights is it topples off this cold air south of the pole, and it turns the flow across the pole into more of an easterly across the pole, which is one of the signals of stratospheric warming events. So we're kind of building the opinion of this event taking place. It's probably a bit early in the season still, but it's telling the story, I think, of cooler weather coming in, and interesting that the models are trying to sync temperatures as well. But as I say, I want you to adopt a real cautious tone on this one just at the moment. I don't think the models are getting it. I don't think we have all the building blocks in place, but the signals are definitely there. And what I think we are seeing as well is a definite change of pattern. If you were watching the videos last week, you know that I was talking about when we get the models in such disagreement with each other, frequently it says there's going to be a pattern change, and that's pretty well what's happened. This is the CFS 5-day forecast for the 500 millibar anomalies, valid up to Thursday. So this is up to the 20th, because of course the 21st is my birthday on Friday. Didn't you know? I might have mentioned it before. You still got time to get your presents over, of course. Anyway, so this is the 5-day flow. There is the trough. Look, there's the ridge built off towards the north. Now, up to the 25th, so this runs from the 20th through to the 25th, look, what it's trying to do is put this cold air down into this trough, strengthens the jet and the trough out in the Atlantic, but that enables this ridge to build further up towards the north. So the CFS on this one really going for this south to southeasterly flow. Again, that's not a cold direction at this time of year. It's cool, but it's not cold. But it does kind of hint at that high getting in, so this drier end to the month. And I don't want to blow my own trumpet too much, although, you know, we do say when we're wrong, and we admit it, put my hands up and say, well, we got this pattern wrong. But we had been saying that it looked like it would be a drier end to the month, particularly across eastern areas with that ridge building in. And then for the final 5 days of the month, 25th to the 30th, CFS shows this ridge off towards the east, look, deep trough off towards the west, that sort of flow coming in. Again, more of a southeasterly flow. So what it says basically, north and east, drier, west and south, seeing those outbreaks of rain. That's what I meant about me preferring the Canadian. And it's still cool, as I say, but not desperately cold. And then this is the period from the 30th to the 5th of December. Still got the ridge look off towards the east, still got the trough off towards the west, tries to get it back in, look, tries to bring in more of this east to southeasterly flow again, keeping the east and the north dry, keeping the west always at threat of seeing some fronts coming in. But I think all areas are cool with that sort of pattern, although again I'm stressing this, not desperately cold. I mean, if you want me to put some temperature figures on it, probably you'd be looking at highs of ranging from probably around 3 degrees in Scotland to probably around about sort of 5 or 6s across southern parts of England. It's that sort of level. And then early December, it actually sees very little pattern change. Remember, if the warming does take place in the stratosphere, it's well embedded by then. So we're seeing much colder conditions across Scandinavia. This is this idea of it turning colder all the time, every day across Scandinavia. So you're seeing a temperature fall there, trough off towards the east, that sort of pattern coming in. So more of a southeasterly. Again, it sees that idea of dry towards the north and the east, more unsettled west and south. And kind of we do need to now watch out for snow events in this sort of pattern. I mean, this would be then triggering temperatures 2 in Scotland, 5s and 6s southern England. So really we do have to be starting to watch. If we do get low pressure sort of spin up and come across Southern Ireland, southwest England, then we need to be thinking about snow events. But again, please don't jump up and down all over me on this one saying that you said it was going to snow. I'm just highlighting the risk there. And if you're running a business or you're interested in the idea of it getting colder, then you need to be watching this period quite carefully. I think particularly end of November, early December. Then the warming's taking place in the stratosphere. If it happens, then colder areas definitely into Scandinavia and northern parts of Russia, because of course lack of daylight, falling temperatures, high pressure can build and become more established. Everything sort of builds into place by then. So some interesting times. Okay, very quick look at the next few days. Satellite picture from today shows plenty of cloud, but quite thin cloud. Look, you can actually see through it in most places. Best of the sunshine towards the west. These are the heavy showers across southwest England, and this is rain starting to get in from the east this afternoon. So low pressure in control through Sunday, centre to the south. Here's the first hit of the east and northeast wind. Boy, if this was a month's time, it'd be much, much colder than this, and we'd be looking at snow. So the front bringing cloud and rain towards the east. That then spreads west and south through the course of the night. Most of the rain across Wales and southwest England by Monday morning. A real damp, horrible day actually on Monday. Tuesday sees some showers and remnants of rain off towards the south. Eastern areas probably staying fairly dull. Still got this brisk east to southeasterly wind, but for many actually Tuesday may not be too bad a day. Wednesday stays with the southeasterly, still low cloud off towards the east. More persistent rain southern Ireland, southwestern parts of England tracking northeastwards. And then for Thursday, cloud and some outbreaks of rain in Scotland and Northern Ireland. Generally dry for most, but still that east or southeasterly. So eastern coast staying with the idea of low cloud and some drizzle. Friday sees some rain off towards the west once again, but drier for most, although those eastern coasts again, low cloud and drizzle. So plenty to be going on with there, I think you'll agree. Right, I'll leave you with that for now. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Don't forget you can subscribe to us on our YouTube channel to get notification of when these videos are updated, and you can watch them all through weatherweb.net. But for now, whatever you're doing, thanks again for watching weatherweb.net, and keep the sun shining. Bye for now.